Hi there, Nigel Saunders here of KW Bonsai. Today we're going to be working on 3 of the donated lemon trees. About this time last year I was given 3 lemon trees. They couldn't fit them in the greenhouse for the winter, so they gave them to me. And we reduced the structure down to kind of the bare essentials in the last video. Since then the trees were allowed to grow the entire summer unrestricted outside, and grow they did. They got quite large and bushy, and so in fall it came to the point where we're starting to get frost. I had to bring all the trees in from outside on the benches into the plant room here, and of course they didn't fit. I always have too many trees and not enough space. So these trees, the lemon trees, were planted in this great big tub. So one of the reasons I let them grow unrestricted all summer was because I knew I'd have to repot them soon to get them in the plant room for the winter. So trees had lots and lots of vigor, and there was a risk of frost. So I was bringing all the trees in, and I had to repot them, and I had to do it fairly quickly. So I'm sorry I didn't have time to make a video on the repotting of them. I wish I had, but I just ran out of time. I had to get all the trees inside before the frost hit. This is the largest lemon tree, how it is today. I did quite a severe root pruning, right to the point where I was wondering if the tree was going to live. It had a lot of really bad roots growing in the soil, but I did manage to keep quite a few good surface roots, even though I pruned those surface roots off quite short. So it was basically like planting a cutting almost. But the tree has recovered. It's got some nice flare at the base here. I also took a large cut. I cut a limb off here to reduce the height down and did a little structural work on it. The tree has recovered now. It's got a lot of new growth that's come in, and it's on its way to becoming a really nice bonsai tree. The only work I'll be doing on the tree today is pruning back some of the growth on it to keep the plant more compact. Oh, it smells nice and lemony. Pinching out some of the tips here of the new growth. There, so we've pinched off all the growing tips that are coming in now to keep it compact and try and get a nice branch structure. We did directional pruning also, so our branches all fan out from the center of the tree. The trunk is getting a nice flare down here. I've got it planted a little deeper than we'll finally have it, but it's also getting some really nice bark on the trunk here, which is looking really good. The second lemon tree of the 3 always was tall and slender, and rather than make every tree short and fat and kind of the same looking, I thought I'd grow a tall, slender one. See what it looks like in the end. So we've done that. We've kept the height, rather than cutting it off short and letting new branches sprout down below. So today I'm just going to do a little pruning up top. There's some new growth coming in that I want to cut back to keep it compact up top, but we'll keep the tall height of it. I'll prune this top growth off to the first set of leaves, so we'll get branches growing either direction there. I'll cut the tip off this branch that's just starting to emerge to kind of keep it more compact. And the rest we can't really touch yet. There's a few branches just starting to grow in, so as they grow in a little bigger, I'll pinch the tips off in those to keep it compact also. There is some funny stuff happening at the base of the tree. I don't know if it was grafted here or if that's just like a natural kind of bulge where maybe a branch was growing out. It's hard to tell. It could very well be a graft where they've grafted a particular type of lemon stalk on the top to a existing root base. So we'll see what happens in time. If that gets worse looking, we'll probably have to air layer the tree to get a new set of roots higher up and then discard this bottom part. The third lemon tree of the group had one of the worst root bases I've ever seen on a tree. It had basically two roots coming off in a Y-shaped, quite spread out, almost horizontal. And yeah, it really had nothing going for it. So I thought, well, should I air layer it? And I thought, well, I don't want another upright tree. So I thought, well, maybe I can make it into a cascade or a semi-cascade tree. So I kept the thickest root and I cut the other one off and turned it into I guess it would be I don't know if it's a cascade or a semi-cascade. Cascade goes below the lip of the pot. A semi-cascade kind of stays above the lip of the pot, so this is somewhere in between maybe. So that's the start of it. My plan is to let this, I'm going to grow the tree. I'm not going to do any trimming to it. I'm going to try and get it to heal this wound, try and thicken up this root even more, so it kind of blends in as a trunk eventually. It'll take many years, but that's what we're going to do with it. That's a short update of our 3 donated lemon tree bonsais. So Nigel Saunders of KW Bonsai, do something green today. Think about what kind of future you want to see in the world. Do you want to see a future of glass, steel, and plastic? Or do you want to see a future filled with green, trees, plant growth, and wildlife? It's up to you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.